Hey guys, this is Tony DeMakis with Alliance. I'm here with Glenn Starkey from Predictive Components, and we're at the MD&M West show in Anaheim. And he's just going to give us a quick tour of the booth and what they have going on.
Well, first, thanks a lot, Tony. We really appreciate your support and help. We are located a couple doors away from Alliance, and we do a lot of work together, and they do some of our treatments of some of our components, so we're really appreciative. And yeah, we'll take you for a little nickel tour. Progressive Cells components for injection molds, and we'll go over here, and we've got two branches of our components. You know, on one hand, on the meat and potatoes items, the ejector pins, leader pins, bushings, all those standard items, we do a real good job on those. We don't sell any items that are made in China, no China steel in any of our components, and many times we're even independently testing our component wear life versus others, and you end up with a graph like this when you're comparing component wear life of some of our competitors to lifetime guarantees that we offer. So when it comes towards standard components, we're all about long-term performance in the mold. Also, second aspect would be we love designing mechanisms, widgets, gadgets, gizmos. We were the first ones to standardize mold lifters, and we've got a whole family of lifters, from very, very thin lifters for small electronic applications to great big lifters for automotive fascias and large molds. Another aspect is with our collapsible cores. When you've got a bottle cap, for example, that has an internal thread, well then that mold will often have, you know, gears and racks. That can be costly to build, costly to run those molds. It's a more straightforward way of just when the mold opens up and the ejector plate straight forward, it ejects the part right there. And instead of me just describing it,
It comes back.
you got it, just like that. Here, check this out. We'll bring you over here. This is a plastic mold, get it? Okay, so this acrylic mold right over here is showing the cycling of our collapsible cores. And then also you see we've got several plate sequencing devices along on this mold. And then if you come over here, we also have our CVe Monitor on the mold, and we were the first ones to develop a mold cycle counter, and then back about a half a dozen years ago, in that same pocket for a cycle counter, we developed a monitor. So with that monitor, you can walk up to the mold and just press the one button on there and see not only how many cycles are on the mold, but what's the cycle times, what's the percentage of the time when the mold is running, and if one wants to, they can connect up that device to a network so that then all of your molds are a node on a network. A real live application, we've got one of our customers are in the UK, and they have molds being run in a dozen plants in Malaysia and the Philippines, and all those molds are monitored so that the guys in the UK can monitor what's going on with their injection molds and are they being maintained.
And one of the reasons to do that is so you know preventative maintenance, correct? So you know when it's slowing down, when you're not getting the best efficiency for your parts.
Yeah, if humans maintained their cars the way they maintain their molds, Tony, the highways would be littered with cars with their hoods up, you know? It seems like so often, traditionally, the thought process has been, you know, drive her till she drops, you know? Keep making parts until the mold is locked up. More and more, people are looking at not only preventive maintenance, but predictive maintenance. How about if we, what a novel concept, how about if we do some tear down of the molds and replacement of components before the mold is damaged and down. Let's walk this way. This is further showing somebody can be at their desk any place in the world and monitoring the molds within their fleet. And then last but not least, over here, we're showing system cooling. This is a manifold with sensors within the manifold that monitor each cooling circuit within an injection mold. That way, if there's any deviation because the water line is starting to get some scale or something is inconsistent in any way with the cooling circuits within your molds, somebody is alerted to it, and it's much better to be alerted to it within this system than downstream learning that a part isn't round or a plastic part isn't flat, and it was because something was off in the cooling circuits. So that's a roundup, kind of a macro picture as to what we're doing in Progressive Components.
You guys got a lot going on. It's exciting here.
Well, we're all about components. Some of our competitors have also added, mold bases, hot runner systems, and those are all, fair markets, but it's different decision makers, different priorities. For us, it's all about developing components that are easy for the mold designer to place into the tool, easy for the mold maker to assemble the mold, easy for the maintenance personnel to take apart a mold, put it back together. That's what our complete focus is.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Thanks. Good luck on the show.
Yeah, take care.